I feel like Jayden Daniels is being penalized for having a better year than Caleb earlier than Caleb. But since Caleb just did it and Jayden was hurt this year, he fell too far. So this was Jayden's rookie year versus Caleb's current year. So he's had a better record, better completion percentage. Total yards were more. The touchdowns to turnovers were a little bit more. Passer rating better. And he went further in the playoffs. But because he did have a knee sprain, a hamstring, and an elbow, we've kind of just dropped him down too far. The other idea about Caleb is like, yeah, he's not, he completes 58% of his passes, but when it's winning time in the fourth quarter or late in games, he plays great. Man, Jayden had that his rookie year too. Better completion percentage. The yards are about the same. Touch, he had 40, this is very similar. Yeah. Passer rating was higher.
Oh, this is great.
So I just feel like he's become a bit of the forgotten man because Caleb was spectacular. Drake is headed to the Super Bowl, and Jayden is sitting back there being like, man, I was pretty good. I just got banged up a little bit. Now all of a sudden I'm down here with Cam Ward. And I'm a Cam Ward guy, but gee whiz.
I definitely agree that if this was Mahomes Mountain 1 year ago, that Jayden should be way higher and Caleb
and he was
lower.
in the
And
top
he was.
five.
I don't know what to. I agree that Jayden last year was way better than Caleb and Drake and Bo. And then this year, he was the worst of the four. And he was hurt multiple times with multiple different injuries, and his team was bad.
Yeah, I like Wild's argument, but I think when I look at it, it's hard to have a player even stay the same when he's not even available. And so if we would have been able to have more Jayden.
Who do you think has a better year next year, Caleb or Jayden?
Honestly, I like Jayden. I think he's fantastic. With this pairing of head coach, coordinator, with Ben Johnson and Caleb and this natural progression and young roster and developmental guys around him at the receiver position and tight end position, Caleb.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that much is clear because Caleb Williams landed in a far more advantageous position. Jayden Daniels, on the other hand, is already adjusting to a second offensive coordinator, and Dan Quinn's job security is reportedly tenuous from the outset. Caleb Williams is surrounded by a wealth of talent in Chicago, guided by one of the NFL's premier offensive minds. So framing any comparison as equitable is fundamentally unfair from the jump. The sheer level of disrespect currently directed at Jayden Daniels is frankly bewildering. He did not have a poor season. He sustained an injury. If we aren't docking Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow for injury-shortened campaigns, why are we penalizing Jayden Daniels? As a rookie, he was on the cusp of a 4,000-yard passing, 900-yard rushing season, a statistical feat nearly mirroring Lamar Jackson's MVP-winning output from the prior year, which was universally celebrated as extraordinary. Daniels was on pace to achieve that as a first-year player. He merely fell short of finishing the fourth quarters in a couple of games to officially hit those marks. The dismissive attitude toward him is pretty astonishing. It genuinely is. This is the fourth quarter scenario. We can examine Jayden's performance, the season in its entirety. It's quite remarkable. Jayden Daniels' playoff performance this year was superior to what Drake May produced in the postseason. That's an objective fact. Let's be clear about that. Again, I am a believer in Caleb Williams. I am a believer in Bo Nix. I am a believer in Drake May. I am thrilled about this new cohort of young quarterbacks competing against each other. Truly. But to act as if Jayden Daniels now resides on some inferior tier is nonsensical. Having a separate conversation about his durability is one thing. We're evaluating his sheer talent and on-field production, and he is exceptional. He does not possess the coaching staff, and he certainly does not have the roster that Drake May, Bo Nix, or Caleb Williams currently enjoy. The Commanders have, somehow, managed to position themselves with the least impressive supporting cast, the most suspect offensive line, and arguably the least stable coaching situation of any team with a young franchise quarterback. Consider this. Jayden Daniels' second most reliable weapon during his rookie year was Zach Ertz, who is, in football terms, ancient. And Terry McLaurin, while excellent, is not a 26-year-old receiver in his absolute prime. That was essentially his entire arsenal. It's actually quite illuminating to look at the combined regular season and playoff statistics for these quarterbacks. This season, Drake May posted an 85.9 passer rating with 35 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Caleb Williams recorded a 76.9 rating with 31 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, completing 57.3% of his passes. May completed 69.8% of his passes with a 109.5 rating. Jayden Daniels, including the playoffs, registered a 90.6 passer rating. 90.6, that's higher than both. He completed 68.4% of his passes for 30 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, with a 99.7 passer rating. Some of that efficiency was dampened in a tough outing against Philadelphia, but the overall body of work stands. The man was 9 yards away from leading the entire NFL in rushing yards at one point. In the regular season alone, he amassed over 1,200 rushing yards. So, we're looking at well over 5,000 total yards from scrimmage and 37 total touchdowns. Drake May had roughly half that total yardage. Caleb Williams had less than half. I will never comprehend the selective application of a quarterback's rushing production. I don't understand when it's deemed relevant or when it's conveniently minimized. People cherry-pick metrics to suit their predetermined argument, and it's intellectually dishonest. How can we possibly pretend that a quarterback accruing over 1,200 rushing yards, which nearly placed him in the top 10 for rushing league-wide, alongside names like Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, doesn't massively impact his team's success? How do we rationalize minimizing that while celebrating another quarterback's pretty good 600-yard season? That's a difference of over 500 yards. What are we even discussing? Jayden Daniels ranked among the top passers in key metrics, while also being one of the most prolific rushers in the sport. To act as if that dual-threat dominance means nothing, or to essentially erase it because he got injured on a bad, injury-ravaged team, where Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin, all the running backs and the offensive line were also hurt, is a fundamental misrepresentation. He will have his redemption arc. I'm not sure if it will be this coming season, to be perfectly honest, because I'm not enamored with the moves the Washington Commanders are making. I don't favor their offensive coordinator hire. I find some of their decisions bizarre and questionable. I believe Dan Quinn is already on shaky ground, and things could unravel quickly. I genuinely do. So I'm fascinated to see how it plays out. As a major believer in Jayden Daniels' talent, I hope I'm wrong. But to pretend Jayden Daniels is suddenly below Baker Mayfield or on the same level as Cam Ward and Daniel Jones is an absolute farce. It's a joke. It's unequivocally a joke. Jayden Daniels is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. It's not particularly close, and we're not solely discussing availability here. Otherwise, Joe Burrow's standing would be different. Lamar Jackson, who missed games this year, would be penalized, and Patrick Mahomes, who tore his ACL, would be viewed differently. By the measure of pure talent and production when on the field, Jayden Daniels is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. That's where I stand. The notion that he's now on Cam Ward's level is, to put it mildly, insane. I need a word stronger than insane or crazy. It's utterly unbelievable. It truly, truly is. But those are my reflections. I am incredibly eager to hear yours. What do you all think about Jayden Daniels and this perceived fall from grace? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, let's engage in some discussions. Let's have some spirited debates. But ultimately, let's just enjoy the process. And please consider subscribing. We're fostering a fantastic community here, and I would absolutely love for you to be part of it. I aim to build something we all feel connected to, something we're genuinely excited to participate in. I believe we're making significant progress toward that goal. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It genuinely assists with visibility and the platform's algorithm. Thank you so much.